Hi, hello. I am very sorry about Nightbot messing up. I have no idea why it was being so aggressive. I don't know why my mouth isn't moving, to be honest. That is... okay. Well, it's moving a bit now, whatever. I'm very nervous. I'm sorry for sounding so nervous, but I really am very nervous. Thank you for showing up, honestly. Yeah. Oh shit, Yuki? Wait, why not have the alerts enabled? Or did it show up? Anyway, thank you very much, Yuki, for the raid with 18 people. I really appreciate it. Yuki is an amazing streamer. You should definitely check her out as well. So basically, okay, I need to actually focus and stop reading chat because I'm being bad at this. Basically, what I'm actually going to do is, I'm just gonna go over the basic stuff here that I've already gone over in the past, in like the introduction image, which is just, my name, my likes, what kind of games I play, stuff. Then I'm gonna talk about the people that created me, my illustrator, my rigger, the people that inspired me to start VTubing. I'll answer some questions, and that will basically be it. I'm not going to make this stream super long. I want to keep the thought kind of short-ish, so people can watch this back in the future as well. Wait, did you get nuked by Nightbot? I'm sorry. Nightbot, I have very little experience with the chatbots, and I honestly kind of just went with the default settings, and it's not working out so well. But I turned off the caps stuff, so it should be a bit less aggressive about it. Yeah, so basically my name is Alice, which most people already know, probably. Going from the top of the image here. My age is 21. I'm obviously a guy, despite what my avatar might suggest. My birthday is on August the 13th, and I am 180 centimeters tall. I don't know how much that is in feet, honestly. If you don't know metric, just learn metric. You should. About 6 feet. Alright, wonderful. So, I mostly, my likes, video games, that's a big one, obviously. It's gonna be what most of my streaming content will be about. I've just put a lot of time into games, mostly into Dota 2, and just any... I mostly just enjoy games that are highly competitive, where I can put in a lot of effort into improving games that have, ranked systems where, I don't know, I just really like being able to compare myself to others and participate in competitive environments. Dota 2 lacks VTubers? Yes, it really does. There are so few VTubers that play Dota. I know like one Nijisanshi VTuber, Siska Leontine, I believe. She plays Dota. I played Dota with her once in an in-house actually, but that's like the only person I've ever seen who plays Dota 2. And I really do want to be streaming Dota 2, but I don't know how often I will do it, because I think it's a very difficult game to stream to a broader audience, because it's just so difficult to understand. If you're not a Dota player, then watching Dota is, I just don't think it's interesting. Very few people would find it interesting. But I do actually want to make content around teaching people Dota, explaining the basics of it as well, because a lot of people have come out to me to tell me, they want to learn Dota, but they just have no clue where to start. The in-game tutorials are horrible. They're constantly outdated. If you go into pubs, you're going to have horrible experiences in general. It's a toxic game. There's a lot of toxic people. So I really want to just have some streams sometimes where I'll go over the basics first, and then maybe play with my viewers or join their party as a coach, and then that way maybe get some people into Dota. And I kind of went off topic here because I was talking about my likes, and I kind of just ranted about Dota here instead. But yes, I really like video games, and I will talk about which ones particularly in a bit. So furthermore, cross-dressing and cosplay, two really big interests of mine. They kind of go together, because actually all of my cosplays have been crossplays, like cosplaying as a female character, which I just kind of prefer. I started getting into cross-dressing probably, I don't know, like maybe 5 years ago or so, that I actually started with it. And that's also the reason that I based this character around being a cross-dresser. I wanted to put my own interests into the character. Yeah. Also, I'm sorry that I'm not reading chat too much. I'm trying to kind of respond to some stuff, but I'm having a really hard time to explain this stuff and also keep up with chat at the same time. But yeah. And fashion kind of goes together with those things, honestly. Especially the last year, I've mostly just really gotten into fashion. I've really started caring a lot more about what I wear and actually getting nice fits, and I just love buying clothes now. I'm especially just a huge fan of tech wear, actually. Tech wear, streetwear, like, I don't know. There's so much cool stuff now, and yeah. Visual novels, anime, and manga also all kind of go together. Visual novels are... I've started playing those only a few years ago, actually. But my favorite ones are probably like Steins Gate, Danganronpa, and there's another one I'm forgetting right now. But yeah, I really like visual novels. I might play them on stream sometime, but I'm not sure if it's the most interesting to play on stream. It can be fun, but I don't know if I'm the type of person to really stream visual novels and make it interesting. But I might try it at some point, because I might try streaming the Zero Nonary Escape. I don't remember exactly what it's called. That's one I might try streaming at some point. And anime and manga, I mean, I guess it's kind of given for a VTuber to be into anime and manga, or at least it's very common. I stopped watching anime, honestly, actually, for quite a while now. There's a huge backlog of anime that I do want to watch, that I need to watch, but it's just I have not had the motivation for some reason. I've watched a lot of anime in my life, but recently I just have not been able to really get myself to watch it. And then finally, which is probably the most uncommon interest on here, and which some people have commented on, is neuroscience, which is just a very specific interest of mine. Also, thank you for the follows, by the way. I know the alerts have been popping up there. I intentionally turned off the sound for them because I figured there would be a lot of them happening right now, and I didn't want the sound to constantly be spamming. But thank you for everyone who has followed. I'm sorry I can't shout out everyone's names right now. But yeah, neuroscience is just very specific interest of mine. Neuroscience, medicine in general, really, is just something very interesting. It's the field I'm going to be pursuing. Ideally, I'll be studying biomedical sciences, and I want to mostly focus on researching disease, mostly neurodegenerative disease. So, you know, stuff like Alzheimer's, in example. And that's pretty much most of my likes here. Rio Rios donated $6.07. Sorry, I am a bit late. I waited so long for this. No worries, and thank you. I did not actually expect to get any donations, honestly, but I appreciate it a lot. I'm glad you're happy to see this, and any donations that I do get, I also note this on my page, will only be going towards the stream in in the way of improvements to my rigging, possibly other illustrations, scap, assets, and other commissions, just anything like that. But none of this is for personal gain. Everything that's donated will only go back into improving the stream. If you could be a real anime girl, but your lifespan would be reduced by 20 years, would you do it? No, I don't think I would. 20 years is a pretty long time, and I'm not that committed to being an anime girl, honestly. Yeah. So, furthermore, favorite colors, orange and pink. There's not really that much to describe on there. They're just, I just really like those colors, especially pink, kinda. I think it's pretty obvious from this entire stream layout here and my character design that I like the color pink. And orange, also just one of my favorite colors. I don't know, it's my favorite color. What else do I have to say about it, really? My favorite food is probably sushi. Oh my god, another donation. Hero Graves, thank you very much. I can't give a lot, but I'm so excited you're debuting. I really love your design and I think it's unique. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Mercuria also donated $5. Here's to the debut. Thank you. Again, holy shit. I am genuinely so thank you first of all. I don't want to sound ungrateful. I know I don't always sound very excited. I have a hard time sounding excited at times, but I really am thankful for stuff like this. I am very surprised I would be getting donations like this. I honestly didn't expect that on my first stream, and I just really appreciate it. There's been a lot of support. why your why your mouth not moves. I have no idea. My mouth is barely moving in my tracking, and I don't know why. I know I'm noticing it as well. If I open my mouth, it opens perfectly fine, but maybe I'm talking too fast and it's just not tracking right. I have no clue. How are you getting so much trolls? I will tweet about that later. I'll make a tweet longer about what's been going on. I just did not want to make that before debut, in case it would worsen the situation, but I will explain what happened. And thank you, Mikael, for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it, as always. Yeah, favorite food, sushi. Yeah, I don't know, not much to there. I just really like sushi. I really like fish. I really like rice. I guess my favorite food is also just salmon in general. I just enjoy anything with salmon in it, cooked in any form, prepared in any way. So, yeah. For my interests, so kind of going back onto the likes of video games. My favorite games. So first of all, Arknights. Arknights I started playing around 5 months ago now, I think. I usually was never really into mobile games. And yes, thank you, by the way, to my moderators. This is why I prepared and asked quite a few people to moderate. And I'm seeing a lot of activity in the chat. Thank you very much for your work and helping out here. But yeah, Arknights, first mobile game I've played, and first gacha game I've played, actually, and it's just the first one I really got into, and it's just so amazing. Like, I've gotten so ridiculously hooked on Arknights. I'm actually waiting on so many packages right now from China of merchandise from Arknights. Like, I don't know, I'm just hooked to it. I love it. I love the design of the characters. A lot of the characters actually have their outfits based on techwear, which is just why I love it so much. And the story is just so good. Like, the first 2-3 chapters are a bit disappointing, but the I don't know, the story other than that is good. And I think it's really interesting that I don't know, you're not really playing as the good guys. There's a lot of moral ambiguity. It's a very gray area, and it's very interesting to actually not be the good guys in a game for once. Moving on, Dota. I think I kind of already talked about Dota enough, to be honest. It's my most played game ever. I have thousands of hours in it. I have thousands of matches played. I already talked a lot about it. I just really freaking love Dota. Although I have been playing quite little lately, I did recently start getting back into it. Once you get some of the merch, would you be willing to show it off? Yes, definitely. I will post it on Twitter for sure. I'm very excited to be getting it. But I'm assuming because of the whole COVID situation, it's been pretty delayed, because it arrived in the Netherlands a week ago already, but I guess it's just been stuck in customs. Have you watched JoJo? I have not, actually. I know it's super popular and everyone tells me to watch it, but I know people are going to hate me for this a lot, but I honestly do not see the appeal of it. The art style, everything. I don't know. I really don't get it. I hope I don't lose like 50 followers for that statement, but yeah. It's not my thing, but you know, if you enjoy it, that's great. It's great if you have things you enjoy. Furthermore, for my games, Pokemon, you know, I grew up with Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon a very long time. My favorite Pokemon game is probably Pokemon Emerald, and I actually do not like the most recent games. Sword and Shield was... I'm not gonna rant about that right now, because that will set me off for a very long time, but I was pretty displeased with Sword and Shield. But... oh my god, Free Rise, I'm so sorry about Nightbot. Hold on. I really need to... okay, I disabled the excess emotes Nightbot thing. I'm so sorry you got timed out. Nightbot bot has been going rogue this stream, unfortunately. Total Isaac rating with 6 others. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. What is your favorite Pokemon game? Pokemon Emerald, for sure. Yeah, it's not the first one I played. I don't actually remember the first Pokemon game I played. But Pokemon Emerald is definitely the one that stood out to me the most, and is the game I've replayed the most. Yeah, moving on a bit, Ark. So this is a pretty recent addition, because I only started getting into Ark seriously like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, when Fail4 made the when Fail4 made the Ark server for VTubers, and I just got super hooked to it. I have like 100 hours in it now, in a depressingly short time span. So yeah, I don't know, I just got super into it. It's so fun. There are so many, there's such a ridiculous amount of features in Ark, and that's also kind of why it has the reputation of being this buggy early access game among people, because there's just so much to do in Ark, and obviously when there's that many features, there are going to be a decent amount of bugs overall, but it has honestly not... I don't know, it hasn't affected me at all. Like, there are some bugs, but they haven't been very significant whatsoever in my gameplay, and it's just been super fun playing on the server with other people. What is your MMR now at? Are you immortal? No, I am not. I have dropped a lot of MMR during a certain period of my life, but I recently started playing again, and I am hoping, I think especially in this patch, I can easily get my immortal back. Do you play League of Legends? I do not seriously at least. I mean, I very occasionally, you know, I join my friends in a league game if they invite me, and the only hero I really play, or champion, sorry, I know how to play is Riven, who is actually pretty fun, but I don't know, the art style of League, it's not really my kind of thing. Yeah, okay, I should move on a bit. Sorry, I am actually probably being a bit too slow with this. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Who cares? Games. Danganronpa. I already mentioned that earlier when I was talking about Viens, but Danganronpa is, together with Steins Gate, probably my favorite visual novel. It's just... I don't know, it's not even that exceptional necessarily in terms of writing, to be fair. Like, it's good, but it's not amazing, but it's still just a really fun story that they've managed to grasp me and get me really interested in the characters. And it has unique mechanics to it for a visual novel, you know. Like, there's a lot of stuff outside of just clicking through text dialogue. It's very unique. It's very fun. I don't know. There's more I want to say about it, but I also don't really want to say any potential spoilers about the game. And finally, Hades, also pretty recent for me that I started playing it, but very fun game. And Hades is actually probably going to be one of the first games I will be streaming. I will probably stream Hades sometime in the next week. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a really good game for streaming, and I've been really enjoying it. I want to play it more, so I think it's a perfect opportunity. Have you played all 3 main games? I assume that's about Danganronpa. I have not yet. I have played Danganronpa 1, I've played Danganronpa 2, and I still need to play Danganronpa 3. Sounds like a good option for a stream game. Yeah, I think Hades is just perfect for streaming, honestly. And you know, I'm having a lot of fun with it, so that's why I think it's a really good choice for one of the first games to be streaming it. I am so annoyed that my mouth is not opening properly, by the way, on my character. I don't know, like, when I tested this so many times and everything was working fine, and now my mouth is barely opening and it bothers me so much, but whatever, I can't fix it now. Do you like any roguelikes, Slay the Spire, etc.? Slay the Spire, yes, I played Slay the Spire quite a bit. I kind of just stopped playing Slay the Spire after a while. I'm not sure why, honestly. I kind of lost interest, but I do have a decent amount of hours in it. And as for other roguelikes, off the top of my head, I don't honestly know that many. I've played like Binding of Isaac, I suppose. That's a roguelike, right? And some others I'm forgetting about. So yeah, that's pretty much the favorite games. I mean, I play a lot more games. There's a large amount of games I have played and that I do enjoy, but these are like the few I wanted to mention here. So, in terms of anime, my all-time favorite anime, by far, is the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. I cannot express how much I love this anime. It's just been my favorite anime since I've been, I don't know, like since I was 10, probably. It's been so many years since I first watched it, and I have rewatched it over 20 times in total by now. It's just, I don't know why I even like it that much. It's hard to explain, but I love Haruhi as a character. And I attribute a lot of positive memories to it, and yeah, I don't know, it just makes me really happy. It's really, really fun anime, really good anime. Kimi no Na wa, also known as Your Name, if you only know the English name. It's a movie. And do you rewatch Endless 8? Yes, I do. Every single time I rewatch Endless 8. And I do not regret it. I never do. Like, I rewatch it every single time. I don't care. I love Endless 8. It has artistic implications. Like, it's they reanimated every single episode separately. Like, it's it's an interesting project of its own, and so yes, some people will call me crazy for that, but yes, I rewatch it every single time. What was I saying? Yes, Kimi no Na wa, Your Name. Just really good movie. When I first watched it, I actually cried while watching Kimi no Na wa. I just loved it so much. I've rewatched it a few times. I actually bought the collector's edition of it as well on Blu-ray, which had some director's cut takes in it and such. Just a really, really good movie. And I also just think it's a great movie to introduce anyone you want to anime, because I think anyone can enjoy Kimi no Na wa, even if they don't normally like anime. It's just a movie, anyone can enjoy it, I think. Furthermore, Steins Gate, I definitely prefer the visual novel of Steins Gate over the anime. I played the visual novel before I watched the anime, and when I watched the anime, I realized that a lot was actually left out in the anime compared to the VN, which is understandable, because the visual novel, it has it has multiple routes that you can take, and it's like a 50-hour visual novel. So obviously there's a lot of content they just could not fit into the anime, but it was a little disappointing. But it's still a really good anime overall, and up there in my favorites. And then finally, we have Konosuba, which is just, I don't know, it's just funny, it's hilarious, I love it. It's just a great anime. It makes fun of itself, but in an actual good way. A lot of animes try the making fun of the extreme tropes, but then they don't really do it in an interesting way, and they just still end up just having those tropes, and they're not being anything interesting. But Konosuba actually managed to do that in a good way, and it's just, I don't know, I love it. And why are so many people getting banned? Well, I guess some people are breaking the rules, unfortunately. But is the bot still malfunctioning? No, don't worry, the bot is fine now. I fixed it. As far as music goes, I find it really hard to list my favorite artists, because when someone asks me, what's your favorite music, or what kind of artists do you listen to, there's just so much stuff that so many artists, so many names will pop up in my head, and I cannot name just a few. It's impossible for me. But there are some genres that I like more than others, including Vocaloid. I really like Vocaloid, which is definitely not up to everyone's ally, which is understandable. Not everyone's gonna like Vocaloid, but my favorite Vocaloid is IA and One, by the way, which are not as commonly known, but they're very good at making English songs, and I definitely recommend you do listen to them, because they are probably the most human-like sounding Vocaloids out there. So if you don't normally like the if you don't like Hatsune Miku because it sounds too high-pitched, too robotic, then IA and One are like pretty good alternatives to that, because they sound a lot more human. And I also really, really like rap. There's not much to say there for me. Honestly, it's just one of my favorite genres. I just enjoy it a lot. And that's also what I listed KMNC there, KMNZ, however you say it. They're specifically because they are actually a VTubing duo. They're two girls who make rap music. And I started following them when they had like 2,000 subscribers. And they have like 50,000 now, or like maybe even nearing 100,000. I don't remember, but they make a lot of. They mostly do covers of Japanese rap songs, and they are just really, really good. And I really wanted to recommend them here because they are not that known, but I figured it was fitting here, considering they're also VTubers and. I just really love rap, so I really wanted to recommend them. I really suggest you give them a listen, even if you don't like rap too much. They have some pretty light songs that most people can enjoy, regardless. I've listened to many Vocaloid songs, but I haven't really heard much of IA. Are there any songs you recommend? Yes, I really recommend Higher. Yeah, that's just the like Higher by IA. That's probably my favorite one. It's very good. At least I think that's the name. I hope I don't actually misremember it, but I think that's the one. Oh yeah, and before I forget, game and anime soundtracks. Not really any specific ones, but I do just listen to a lot of soundtracks from my favorite games and animes, especially Arknights. I forgot to mention that earlier, but Arknights is known for just having a freaking fantastic soundtrack. Like, the music they make is just incredible. It's they team up with a lot of professionals. They make very good music. Yeah. So I think I've kind of gone over most of the stuff here, which means I am going to move on to my VTubing parents, as it were. Hold on, let me press the button. There we go. So, first of all, on the left we have my illustrator, who is the person that made my model. And I should probably have put a picture here of my full model in hindsight, but I forgot to do that. I can't show you my full model right now because I am only rigged to the bust up, so I do not currently possess legs. But yeah, my illustrator is Masaru, known as masaru.com on her Twitter handle, and she's just an absolutely fantastic artist. She's done a lot of professional work, and despite the language barrier of me having to translate everything to Japanese, she got my design down perfectly to what I want, to how I wanted it to be, and she worked so ridiculously fast as well. Like, by the time I would send in a request for a revision or feedback, she would already have the next sketch finished like 6 hours later. So yeah, she's just ridiculous. Works ridiculously fast. Her art is beautiful. You should definitely check out her other art. And I also have we're a pretty big family by now, actually, because Masaru has illustrated a lot of other VTubers as well, including Usagi Kira, who is also an English VTuber, and also Umaki Shell, who is a Japanese VTuber, and unfortunately also a few others of whom I do not currently remember the name off the top of my head. I hope they don't watch this and realize I forgot their name. I'm sorry. Will you do collabs? Yes, I most definitely will. I've done some collabs already with Micah and Miko Scrub, and I've also done a Tabletop Simulator collab before with Luca Lullaby and a few others. And yeah, I intend to do many collabs in the future, honestly, with whoever I can, really. So yeah, there will definitely be collabs. And then for the rigging, the rigging was done by Hitomi Hoshino, who is actually also the first indie VTuber, or like the really small indie VTuber from this scene that I ever discovered. And then I found out she also does rigging, so I just asked her for it, and yeah, she did a rigging for me. And at the time, she hadn't done that many rigs yet, I believe, other than her own. But yeah, the pricing was great, and what I got for the pricing was just amazing. She's a great rigger. Was great to work with, and you know, everything moves great. The accessory moves good, the hair moves good. I'm really happy with how it worked out. Yeah, so those are the people that helped bring me to life, and I owe a lot to them, and I'm very happy they, you know, were willing to work with me. So, hold on, let me just grab a drink real quick. Yeah. So, I just want to talk about real quick about the people that inspired me to actually start VTubing myself. And this isn't necessarily just only like there's a lot of VTubers I enjoy and that I watch. And there's a lot of people I wanted to put on this list, but I just wanted to keep it kind of small, and I just wanted to keep it to the first people that I kind of got to watch and that inspired me. So from left to right, these VTubers are Natsumi Moe, Kami, and Hitomi Hoshino, which is also the person who rigged me. And what's interesting about that is she is actually the first person I ever found in the English VTubing scene of like the, you know, the non-really big VTubers like Moe and such. Like for some reason, despite Hitomi's YouTube channel having like 60 subscribers or something, she ended up in my recommendations. And then I realized that, you know, there's people out there VTubing, you know, even, you know, if you're not backed by some huge company or whatever. And that's kind of what inspired me to also start doing it myself. And then I realized she also does rigging, so that's why she was the first person I reached out to do my rigging. And as for Moe and Kami, I just really enjoy their content. They are one of the first VTubers I kinda saw, at least in terms of English speaking VTubers and the more indie oriented VTubers. Yeah, I just think they're really funny. They're a really good duo. They work together really well. And honestly, it's a pretty unrealistic goal, but I really want to collab with Kami or Moe one day, hopefully. That would honestly be my one of my goals. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just really, really enjoy their content. I really enjoy their type of humor, and I definitely recommend you check them out. Especially, I think Kami recently started making more frequent content as well, because in the past she wasn't as active, but now she's a bit more consistently active. Why is Kami making a Hego face there? Well, I was looking for pictures to put up for them, and that's one that popped up, and I figured that one's just kind of fitting for her personality. Yeah, Kami has her own channel. She's also the editor for Moe, but she also has her own channel where she does some videos and she streams as well. Do you have a Discord? I do not. I don't think I will have one. I don't really see the need for it, at least not at this point. Have you watched Hololive EN VTubers? Yes, I have. I really, really like Mori, Calliope. The other ones I honestly haven't watched very much. But Mori, I do actually really like, because obviously, you know, she makes rap music, which makes me really happy. And I don't know, I just really like her personality in general, actually. I'm very happy to see someone like that in Hololive, and I'm just very happy to see someone that is into rap music and is interested in, you know, actually making it. And her debut was like amazing in terms of quality, with the amount of songs she released. Yeah, I don't know, she puts in a lot of effort and it shows. My favorite is the shark one. Yeah, she's really popular, Gargura, right? Like, she got like 2 million subs or something. Like, it's insane how popular she is. But I honestly have barely watched her, so I can't really speak too much of that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna move on to the last part now, which is just answering some questions that people sent in through Curious Cat and Marshmallow, which is also actually we're 15 minutes into the stream right now, and I wanted this to be about an hour, so this is actually going pretty well in terms of timing. Have you heard her sing? I have not. But I do know that a lot of them are very talented singers, and I will check it out. Yeah, so I'll be answering some questions that I got. So this is a question I got on Marshmallow. Have you ever gotten into any trading card games? Kind of. I used to really like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And actually I've played it pretty recently, even like a year ago or so. I downloaded one of the games on Steam to play it again. But I don't know. I was never good at it, I guess. I never got into it too much, into reading the meta, I suppose. But I did really enjoy it, and I do think it's a very good card game, even though I've heard from people that it's not very balanced anymore in recent editions. And as a kid, I also played. I was actually one of the few people who actually unironically played the Pokemon card game instead of just collecting them and trading them with other kids at my class. Like, I actually played it, but it's honestly not that great. Is there any feature that inspired you to become one? So, you know, I kind of just answered this pretty much, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here. But the one that inspired me the most in the end was definitely Hitomi. Wait, Pokemon was an actual card game? Yes. Yes, it is. It definitely is. Like, I think everyone had a point in their school where, you know, everyone was obsessed with Pokemon cards and training them and stuff. And I was fine, but nobody ever knew how to play, except like me, my brother, and like one friend, and we would play. And we tried to explain it to people, but, you know, obviously they didn't care. But, yeah. But honestly, it's not even that great. Like, the card game of Pokemon is not that great. It's more fun to just collect, for sure. Have you ever tried Magic the Gathering? I have, kind of, sort of. I had a friend try to teach it to me once, but I don't know. I kind of lost interest, honestly. Like, halfway through explaining, I was like, this is too much for me. This is too much effort. It seemed too complicated. I really tried getting into it. I played. There's this game for playing Magic the Gathering. I don't remember the name of it. MTG Arena, maybe? But I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I really should try it again, though. I really should try it again, though. And thank you for the raid, Chopstick Panda. It's not I can learn you, it's easy with MTG Arena. Yeah, MTG Arena did make it a lot easier, but I don't know. I might give it a try again, to be honest, at some point. Wait, hold on, where are we? Happy debut, how's it been so far? It's been good, it's been good. I'm pretty happy with how it's going. I'm nervous, but you know, it's fine. Right, so this one I actually answered already on Twitter, like really long ago when I just started out with my Twitter, and I was answering some questions. But I felt like this one was still pretty useful to put up here and answer. So yeah, the question is, hello, do you have an idea of what your type of content will be post-debut? Will you be active only on Twitch, or are there plans to also stream on YouTube or publish videos in a side channel? So I will be active only on Twitch, and it was a very hard decision for me to decide between streaming on YouTube or Twitch. It was very 50-50 for me. But I did end up going for Twitch in the end, obviously. But I will publish videos on YouTube. I will post this VOD on YouTube, first of all. And I will probably make, you know, I will try to make highlight videos at some points and put those on YouTube. And if I do ever go through with the stuff about, you know, teaching Dota to people and making introduction content about a theory, like what do you need to know to get started with Dota, I will definitely also be uploading that to YouTube so that people can be referred back to that. So I definitely have plans to be making video content aside from just the streaming. Yeah, and I have some other ideas for video content too, that I will reveal in the future. Yeah. What made you get into streaming? So I started streaming like probably 4 years ago by now, I think. And that was pretty much only just Dota for the most part. And the initial reason I started streaming was because I wanted to get better at speaking. As a kid, I used to have a lot of speech impediments. There were like 7 or 8 letters I could not pronounce. and until I was 14 years old or something, when I was 14 years old, I finally was able to pronounce every letter in the alphabet. And so that kind of left me with this bad habit of mumbling and not being very articulate when speaking. And even now, I'm still not very good at not mumbling, but I've improved a lot. And that is initially why I started with streaming, because when you stream, you just end up talking to yourself a lot. Even if there's no viewers, you're going to be talking to yourself in case there is a viewer coming. And just the constant talking kind of helped me with that. And I also just started really enjoying it. A lot of people eventually came to watch me play Dota, either because they really liked my voice and they found it relaxing, or they wanted to learn from my stream. And I generally really enjoy teaching. I love coaching people. I love, I just really like explaining things. I like teaching, and so I really enjoyed those two aspects. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of what made me get into streaming, and then after a while I just started liking it in general, and that's how I started with it. I think you talk perfectly with a cute accent. Thank you very much. I've actually gotten a lot of compliments on my voice, and a lot of people say my voice is relaxing, which I am happy to hear. I dislike my own voice, but it's kind of the classic case of, who doesn't dislike their own voice, I suppose. So. Oh, oops. And this is the last question I have here, which is, what was your inspiration when you created your character design? And I honestly didn't really have that much of a specific inspiration. Like, when I was designing myself, I was just I just wanted to implement aspects of my own life, like of my own personality, of my own interests. So the cross-dressing, the fashion aspect. I wanted my design to be fashionable. I like having long hair, so I wanted the hair to be long. And that's honestly just kind of all there is to it. I wanted those aspects, and I just thought up a design, and together with writing up this design and then sharing it with Masaru, and we traded some sketches back and forth, and this is just kind of what we ended up with. I should one day actually maybe show the sketches that I got when designing this character. I think that could be fun actually, because there were a few alternatives, alternative designs and alternative hairstyles that were considered at some point in the creation process. I might share those at some point. I think that could be interesting to look at. But yeah, there was no clear inspiration other than just wanting to put aspects about myself and my own life and my own interests into it. And that was all the questions that I got on Marshmallow and Curious Cat. And this is actually a really good timing, because the stream is currently at 60 minutes or 62 minutes, and I wanted this stream to be about an hour, so I'm actually really happy with how that worked out, because I thought it was going too slow at first, but this actually turned out perfectly. I don't really have much left to say. I will post a schedule for when the next streams next week will be. pretty shortly after the stream ends on my Twitter. So as I said, Hades will very likely be the first game I stream. And I don't know how many streams I'm going to be doing next week, but yeah, I'll post the schedule very soon. And thank you everyone that came to watch. I am honestly baffled how many people came. I just did not expect it. I am baffled that so many people donated, like 4 people, 5 people. I'm just super happy with that. Like the fact that people care, like it's not about the money, you know. It's about the fact that someone cared enough to do that. That someone thinks it's interesting enough to bother doing that. That just means a lot to me. Yeah, makes me really happy. Yeah, thank you for watching, and that's pretty much all there is. I hope you enjoyed this debut. I hope I didn't fuck it up too much, and I hope you will come to my future streams. Goodbye.